Today we are going to start our new microeconomic study of another economic agent that is called producer. In our previous lessons we concluded the consumer behavior, whatever is covered in our syllabus. This is not the end of the study of consumer behavior. There can be many other things which can be analyzed, but they are not part of our A-level syllabus. That's why we conclude at this stage. So most part of microeconomic study in our syllabus is about producer behavior. We will start today and it will last more than a month to conclude this topic, because this is the most lengthy thing. We have to study producer in different aspects, in different market structures as well later on. So today we are going to see what is the producer behavior in the market. We all know seller is the last person of the production chain, where goods are finally handed over to consumer for consumption purpose. Till the goods are handed over to consumer, we have the production process. How goods are produced and how they are transported to the selling point. Now, what are the aims of producer? Brief aims. We have the other objectives of producer as well, but right now the main aim of producer is to maximize the profit. What is the aim of producer? Aim of producer is, or objective aim is to maximize the profit. What is the other aim? And minimize the cost of production. The cost of production. Alright? When cost is reduced, profit will automatically increase. So mainly profit is implicit into the cost of production. When other expenditures they have been reduced, the profit level of the producer will increase, because profit is also the cost of business itself. Production or business is a separate entity. When a firm is dealing with the production unit, so it is a separate legal entity. Everyone is who is working under the firm, he or she is going to be employee of the firm. Firm has to pay wages to the workers, firm has to pay interest to the capital owner, rent to the landowner, and then after paying transportation costs, after paying other expenses of production, whatever is left over, that is the profit or risk of entrepreneur. So it is also implicit in between the cost of production. When other expenses are reduced, then we have more of the profit. Now, how producer is producing the output? I write one thing: quantity is the function of factors of production. What are the factors of production? They are land, labor, capital. When they are combined, then output or quantity is produced. If producer put in more factors of production in the production unit, more output will be produced. Like more raw material is there, more labor is there, more capital is there, the quantity produced will also increase. And vice versa, when inputs are less in number, less in quantity and quality, less output will be produced. Follow my point or not? So basically, output or quantity produced is the function of the number of inputs or the factors of production which are used by the producer to produce output. Can I write in this way? A firm is using the inputs. What are those inputs? The factors of production like labor, capital and land to produce the goods and services. So what is the outcome of this production process? We have the output. So in the whole theory of firm, we will be studying how inputs are combined to produce output. What are the expenditures of production, that is called cost of production. Whatever the expense is coming on producing the goods, that is the expenditure side of the firm. And here, when output is sold, this is called the sales revenue of the firm. How profit can be calculated by the producer or a firm? Total revenue minus total cost. This gap, if it is increasing, then firm is having more profit level. And where profit of the firm will be maximized, we will study it in detail later on. Clear? So basically, a firm is a production unit where inputs are combined with the help of a technology, and what is produced? The output. When this output is sold in the market, then firm will be able to get sales revenue. And when sales revenue is more than the expenditures on production of goods, then definitely a firm is able to earn profit, which is the ultimate objective of any firm or any producer. To maximize the profit, the gap between total revenue should be, total revenue and total cost should be maximized. Follow my point or no? Now production. Production can have production function. This is called production function. It can be of different ways according to the time period. Like we have short-run production function, we have long-run production function. What is the difference between short-run and long-run? We studied in our AS level. What is short-run? When some factors of production are fixed and others are variable. So we have, in our syllabus, we have two types of production function. One is called short-run production. This is a time period in which at least one factor of production is fixed and others are variable. Alright? Like we said, here at least there can be more than one factor of production which can be put fixed. At least one factor of production is kept fixed and others are variable. Others are variable. What does it mean by variable factor? Do you know? What do we mean by variable factor? Like I said, production is the function of land, labor and capital. These are mainly three factors of production which are combined in the production unit. Clear? So land is usually fixed. We not vary the piece of land in our production unit. So then, if land is only the fixed factor, then production will be a function of labor and capital. Alright? So by changing labor and capital, firm can change the level of output. And usually we also keep the capital fixed, like building of a firm or technology, that's also kept fixed for a short period of time. Then a firm can change the level of output by changing the number of workers. When more number of workers are high and more raw material is provided, if capital is fixed and raw material and labor are the variable factors, then output can be changed by changing labor and raw material. So during short run, we have two costs of production mainly, that is fixed cost and variable cost. For the fixed factors, we have fixed cost of production, and for variable factors, we have the variable cost of production. So during short run, production can be changed due to the change in factors are kept constant or fixed. What happens during the long run? What happens during long run production? Now all factors of production are variable. Nothing is kept fixed. All factors of production are variable. Alright? All the things, land is now variable, labor is already variable, capital has also been increased. In other words, scale of production has changed. What has changed? Scale of production. Previously, if we are employing 5 capital units with 1 building of the factory and employing 7 workers or 5 workers with those machineries or capital, we were able to produce maybe 1000 units by the end of the month. Now we have doubled the scale. Capital is also increased to 10 machineries. And the building premises has also been increased. That's also capital. Land is also variable now. And at the same time, we have also doubled the number of workers. So the whole scale of production is doubled. Or 100% there is change in the inputs. So what will happen to the output in the long run? Do you think it will increase by more than 100%? Or it is more than doubled? Or equal to double? When inputs are doubled, output is also doubled, or more than double, or less than double. This can be viewed in long run. If output has increased more than doubled, then this firm is enjoying economies of scale. Its long run average cost is decreasing. And when output is just doubled, when we have doubled the inputs, then long run average cost remains constant. It is neither having economies of scale nor there are diseconomies of scale. And when inputs are doubled and output has increased less than doubled, so that is called its long run average cost is going to increase. And when long run average cost is increasing, it means the firm is facing diseconomies of scale. We will study them in detail in our upcoming lessons. Clear? Now, this is what I have laid the foundation about short run production and long run. Now, a few things we need to study before we start the short run law of diminishing return. Like, we have one term that is called total physical product. What do you mean by this? This is called TPP. Total physical product means what? If we have employed 10 workers, this is the total physical product of all the workers. How much is the total output produced by all those 10 workers? Those who are employed. If we want to see the total physical product of capital, you can also find we have put in 5 capital units. What is the total physical product of those 5 machineries? Clear? Or we can also find in agricultural sector the total physical output of one area of land, okay, or 2 areas of land of the same size. So this is about, when we talk about total physical product of labor, this is the total output produced by total number of workers employed. When we talk about total physical product of capital, this is the total output produced by all the capital units in the production process. Clear or not? This is what the total physical means, the tangible output, the goods we are producing. If there is no word of physical, that means this is the services sector, how much services have been produced. Clear? Now the second term which we are going to use, that is called average physical product. In our case, we are talking about with respect to labor. This is labor now. Average physical product, how can we find the average physical product? APP can be found total physical product of labor divided by total number of workers. For example, 1000 units are produced by 100 workers. So each worker on average has produced 10. This is per worker output per period of time. This is what? Per worker output per period. Like in 1 hour, you can say we have measured this thing that in 1 hour, 100 workers they have produced 1000 units of output. How much is the productivity of each worker on average within 1 hour? We say each worker has produced. Some of them have produced more than 10, some of them have produced less than 10, but on average, we find. This is called productivity. Productivity of labor. When this productivity is increasing, for a firm, labor productivity is increasing, it means its per unit cost or average cost of producer will start decreasing. When productivity of labor increases, its average cost will decrease. Now, what is meant by marginal physical product? What is the meaning of marginal? Everyone knows, I think. Additional. This is called MPP. This is the additional output of additional worker in the production unit. Or we say MPP L is equal to change in total physical product of labor due to an extra worker. Clear? How can we see? For example, this is labor, this is total physical product, this is marginal physical product, and this is average product of labor. Clear? For first worker there is 100 units produced, for second worker there is going to be 210 units which are produced. Total output goes to 210. How much is the additional output brought into the firm by this extra worker? 110. This is the change in output due to an extra worker. So how much is average? 100 by 1 is 100. 210 by 2, this is 105. How do we find the average product from this table? Divide the total product by the total number of workers. This will give us a value of average. And how to find the marginal product? How much total output has changed due to an extra worker? If we add another worker, it goes to 330 now. What is the additional output? 120. And what is average? 330 divided by 3, 110. Okay? So we find this thing, how to calculate average product and how to calculate marginal physical product from these values. This is 110. Alright. This is we have found the three values: total physical product, marginal physical product, and average physical product. This is the brief introduction about the producer behavior, what we are going to do with the production process. In our upcoming lesson tomorrow, we will be studying law of diminishing returns or law of variable proportions in the short run, and in long run we will study returns to scale. Clear? That's all.